All right. Can anybody hear me now? Okay. I don't know what's going on with it. Hey, Icy Mountain. So y'all hearing me now? You seeing me or what? Hear and see me. Now I got to figure out how to put the link up there. I'm doing this blind. Let's see. I don't know if I got it or it's got me. I saw earlier where I could make the link. Now I don't see it. Y'all just bear with me. Oops. I don't know what I did there. Y'all just keep chatting until I get it figured out. Hey. I don't know if that did it or not. I figured Lee was working. I was playing around with this thing and I accidentally hit go live. So I said, well, we're gone now. Anybody wants to try that link right there and see if it works? Todd, you used to go on live. Do you see that link where you can come in if you want to? If I would. How do you pin it? Let's see. I got to find it again. No accidents. I only see my link now. Well, that ain't what I wanted to do. Somebody know how to pin it? Hey, somebody there. Should have knocked a little louder.
Hey, there you go, buddy.
Yeah, I just happened to look over there and see you, man. I am driving blind here right now.
I think you got her done.
I went in there looking at it and kind of set it up, playing with it, and next thing I knew, I clicked go live, and I said, "Whoops."
Well,
Hey.
it worked. Now
Yeah, I still hadn't figured out how to pin it yet.
Well,
I mean, it's in there, but it's not pinned. There's somebody else.
I was just seeing if I could see if it was working for you.
Yeah, that's fine.
well,
I'm still looking around over here trying to figure out how to pin it. Just don't know how.
I was actually looking at your video of your situation where you had the hive there on the porch. I was watching that, and all of a sudden you popped up here on, that you were live. So I thought I'd give you a shout and see what was going on.
Yeah. Yeah, that video didn't go for some reason. It's been low in numbers and views. But
you don't want to pay
got
attention.
a lot of comments. Nah, not really.
Mm.
People want to see it, can see it.
Yeah. You hadn't decided what you're going to do yet, did you? I didn't get to the point. Did you have two queens, or what was the situation?
I don't know. I was so worried about getting Robin started that once I got down to that bottom box, I basically just changed my mind and ripped
There's
that.
Lee. You might want to check him out. He's telling you what to do there on the. You have to pin it on the YouTube side. He says not the
Okay.
not the StreamYard side.
I got you. I done forgot how I made the link now.
Well, that'd be me.
Hey.
I wouldn't have the idea. I'm no help.
Yeah. I don't even know if I have YouTube open. Guess I have to go over there and pin it.
Yeah. I just add it and go back to YouTube, maybe.
Yeah.
Hit your plus, go back.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, what I did was when I got down to the bottom box, I got nervous and decided I better close it up before I got Robin started. So I don't know. I know there's at least one queen in there, but I got a feeling there's two.
Yeah.
And just hadn't pushed the old one out or whatever,
Yeah.
There's
Do you ever use double screens, when you do something like that if you didn't want fit them. You could put them on top of one another.
Yeah, I have. I use double screens a lot.
That's probably what I've done.
I don't even see. Let me go to my channel. Yeah, there it is. Let's see. All right, now it's over there. I got it in the chat.
Come in, Lee.
Now Lee's gonna have to tell me.
Come in, Lee. Tell him what to do. I don't know.
Okay, he said something. No, he didn't.
No, he's talking to.
Excuse me. Anyway, like I said, I closed that one back up. I got nervous. Did you get to where I was killing those hive beetles?
No.
That was funny.
After everybody started talking about the hive beetle dance and the hive beetle shuffle, I wish I'd have put music to it. Hey, Catherine. Let's see. Let me go back over here. See if I can pin it.
Hey, Miss Catherine.
Well, I'm going to take off. I just wanted to make sure it was working for you.
Okay,
hang in
there's Lee again. Can you see it?
Okay. Yeah.
Click the three
Let's see.
dots next to where you posted it.
Pin message. I guess it pinned.
You scared Big Mike out. He's gone.
Yeah. I'm trying to operate two screens here, and I keep getting
I hear
confused
ya.
on which one I need to be looking at. All right, I'm back to the main screen now.
Yeah.
So I saw you had posted something on Facebook about the heat, and then somebody had called me, and I didn't get to finish reading what you were saying.
I got all my what I call my starter hives, my nukes and so forth. I've got them all treated. I just finished up my extracting last week, Joey, and got everything cleaned up. And I'm wanting to treat my production hives with Apiguard, but I'm not gonna put it on with it. It was 96 here this afternoon.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, you was talking about the heat for that.
Yeah.
Somebody else had called me today asking me about that, and I told them I didn't know. I had never used it, so I didn't know what the heat range was.
I've had pretty good luck with it as a cleanup, actually. Even a little later on, I'll probably go Formic Pro, but I can get it by in the 80s. But once you get, over 95, I'm a little reluctant to stick it on there. That thymol gets a little bit, knocks the heck out of your queen laying, and I don't want to stop that right now. Because I just broke those hives down, broke them down for fall, so they're a little bit on the weak side anyway, I imagine.
Yes, it's 88 here right now, and it feels like 94. So
Yeah,
I know when I walk outside, it feels hot.
Yeah, I'm showing 88 also.
Yeah. I went to the Louisiana Beekeepers Convention this past weekend and got me a new wax melter, and I've been working with it, figuring it out, making a video on it. And I know when that sun finally gets lined up with it, it don't take but just a few minutes for that wax to melt. I say a few minutes. It goes quick.
Yeah.
But, I think I'm gonna like that thing.
I had set out some
But I'd
individual.
get out there messing with it, get to sweating.
Yeah.
What's that?
I had set out some individual frames, took them out of the boxes, some out of some some boxes I'd extracted, and I had some individual
Yeah.
frames I wanted to set up. It got so hot on them yesterday that I had to go take them out and stick them in the cooler. It was the foundation was starting to sag on them a little bit.
Yeah.
So
I would like to make me a some kind of melter big enough to just set frames in straight down.
Yep.
Not really a steaming one, but just one that would get hot enough to melt that wax maybe and see what it would do with that instead of having to scrape it all off.
Well, I've got the answer to that. Get you a cheap or what's working, what it does for me. I just use regular plastic totes like from Walmart. I set them inside my greenhouse. It gets about 140 in there in these sunny afternoons, and they'll go ahead and melt down in there.
See Tom and Melissa in there. Oh.
Yeah, I seen
Oh, is that what I linked?
he's not even got nothing there.
Okay.
Are you
Copied
going
the
to
wrong
dance?
one. All
Joy's
right.
he's wanting you to dance live. Yeah. That's
Hey,
probably
let me go back and change that link.
Yeah.
They said I put the wrong link up there.
I wouldn't have any
Let me
idea.
go. I wasn't paying attention. I just hit paste. Let's see. I got to minimize this one for a minute.
At least it's post the link again, then pin the message with the link.
Let's see
Whatever
which
that-
one I did. Oh, I did, didn't I? Let me move that one. I'm scared I'll do something to Lee, so I'm going to leave that one alone.
Yeah, you made one big mistake. I got on here.
All right. I must have clicked just below it or something. That heart keeps getting in the way.
I think some of these computer gurus are pretty smart on this
Replace
technology.
pin message.
Figure out how to get rid of that heart.
All right. Now I think I got the right one up there.
Okay. Todd says you pinned Lee's message. Oh,
Yeah. It must have been right above it or below it, and I
Yeah.
clicked on it.
No.
Or it jumped when I went to click it. Wasn't my fault, though.
I'm in the same situation. I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing with you because I do this.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have any idea how to do it.
Man, I started looking at this thing and trying to figure out how to do it.
I've been aiming to do that too.
Next thing I knew, I was live. Somebody said, "Hey, Joey." I said, "Oh no."
Well, you're live and stuck with me now.
Yeah, that's fine. Good company. But I saw. What was I about to say? Tom and Melissa, I seen them in there, and I just saw their video today on her wax processing. That was a good video. I never got a link on it. It just kind of popped. Never got a notification on it. It just popped up. I get that a lot with people I'm subscribed to.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
These got grumpy bees.
Uh,
Well, you need to feed them some sugar water, DC. That'll sweeten them up. They'll get over their grumpiness.
I'm so used to of looking on the other one to see who's all here. It's different
Yeah.
over here on this thing here.
On your side, yeah.
Yeah. Let's see.
Get on here, Via. I want to give you thunder for killing all those queens. I could have used those. And once you jerked out the hive, I just seen that. She extracted. Didn't give me any of them.
Who was that?
Via.
Oh,
I call them Sonny and Cher.
Sonny. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Tom and Melissa. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, talk a little bit about the convention this weekend. I was kind of proud of our little club. I counted now. I think we had 10 or 11. I'd have to go back and count again. People from our club representing. So I was kind of proud of that. Had a couple of good speakers.
Yeah, that's Melissa done responding there. Sonny's on the phone. I find that unusual. He got diarrhea of the mouth. Sonny has. Should I tell him? He can talk to a brick bat. Carry on a conversation with a brick bat.
Kind of like that, Lee. Hot dog, look at there.
Mm-hmm.
I guess you just click on it again to hide it. Yep. Well, that makes sense. How do you make moderators, Lee? Can you make moderators on the free one?
Melissa, he probably does. Talking in his sleep, you just don't stay awake to listen to him. Hey, Todd.
Let's see here. I see where you can ban people, but I don't see where you can make them moderators.
Well, Lee just responding there to you just now. Did you see that?
It just popped up on the YouTube side.
Yeah.
Here I go again. Let's see. On the YouTube side. Since Lee's down there close to the bottom, let's see. Add as moderator. Let's see if that works. All right. Now I don't know the difference between managing moderator and standard moderator. Let's see. Did you make a comment over here?
Standard, Lee says.
Standard? Oh,
yeah.
Okay, I did that wrong.
For the most part, he says, whatever that means.
Yeah. Did you make a comment over here? I was going to make you a moderator since you was the first one jumped on.
I don't even know what a moderator is, let alone.
Oh, okay.
I can't even spell
All right.
moderator, let alone be one. Todd wants to be an ambassador, he says, whatever that is.
I'm not ignoring you. I'm over here reading stuff.
Well, I don't. I'm just trying to help you. Trying to help you.
Let's see. Let me see how to do that.
Joseph Raw, very trusted friends make managing is what leaves.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means either.
Now I don't know how to change it. I'll figure it out later. I was going to text old Mike Berry and tell him to come over here, tell us some lies, give us some how-tos.
Yeah. Well, he may still be in there. There's Charlie says, let me in.
Oh, is he over there? I was looking on the YouTube side, so let me get back over there again.
Charlie can help you out. Maybe
Yeah.
he's privy to that.
Yeah, when you get to looking at the YouTube side, you don't see what's going on. I got two at the door. Well, somebody just left. Hey, Charlie.
There you are.
I was over there on the YouTube messing with this.
When I get on there and I tell them I'm setting things up, I've got a big enough screen that I take the YouTube and push it off to the left where I can just see the comments.
Yeah.
And
that'll work.
Hey Brad. And then I keep the main screen over here for StreamYard and all that. I was
all right. Change it back. What's that?
Well, that was Philip was wanting on. Try him again, Philip.
All right. I'll get back over there. I saw him over there, but time I opened that page back up,
he was gone.
He was gone.
Now, Philip, let Philip will come in.
Yeah.
Now I'm not sure, but you're listening in. I want to take and simulcast it on my channel to let everybody know that Joey's on. How do I do that?
I think you got to have a paid one to do that, don't you?
He does.
Hey,
there he is.
Hey, poor Lee. Poor Lee can't catch a break, can he? I know when I did a live, I leaned on him hard.
Yeah. Well, I was in here. I was kind of expecting Charlie to come on tonight if nobody else was. And next thing I knew, I done put myself on live. So here we are.
Charlie's the expert here in this group. Spraying truck. I don't know. I don't have any idea how to do any of this.
Well, that's good.
That's cool. I caught a swarm today. Hanging in. I caught a swarm today. Hanging in my neighbor's tree. It was my bees.
Oh.
But yeah, I got home from work and she met me in the front yard. She doesn't speak English. She's from China. She's an older lady. And she puts her hands up in like this ball shape and she goes, bees. And I peeked through the fence and there they were hanging. There's a spot on her tree where that's where they go every time. So I went and got the ladder and the gesture nuke box and shook them in there and took them over to my mother-in-law's house, which is only a quarter mile away, but that's the only place I can take them when I'm in a hurry.
Yeah.
And when I got over there, I'd taken one over there like a couple weeks ago, but a little bit smaller than this one. And after I put frames in the box, I opened the other colony and it was It was collapsing, so I just went ahead and combined them. They probably won't make it either. They're pretty, it's only late, probably a cast for them. I didn't even look for a queen. I just wanted to get it out of my neighbor's tree. I didn't really care about anything else.
Yeah. I could give them some comb if I caught a swarm right now, but I wouldn't want to take anything from any of my other hives,
Yeah, I don't have any drone comb. It's not in a comb. Not here. I might have some down at the farm, but not here.
Hey, Catherine. Hey, Lee, how do I simulcast
Todd,
out to the other thing? Or do I have to have a wrench?
Hey, Todd.
Hey, Sandy.
I'm glad y'all come in here to save me because I was getting in a bind.
I was out and about. Sandy texted me on the phone and said, Joseph needs to know how to pin the darn thing. I said, click on the 3 dots.
Oh, it looks like
Todd, you know how to simulcast too?
it looks like President Trump's in here. Someone needs to take care of that.
yeah.
Uh-oh.
There's half of the sun in share bunch. Uh-oh. Here comes old tapeworm.
Oh, tape.
Tapeworm.
All he does is eat and he's skinny as a rail.
Hey, hold on. I still have to open. There we go. Sorry.
I got to make me some more moderators here.
There we go.
Yeah, we gotta pop all these.
Y'all make a text over there right quick where I can make all y'all moderators that want to be.
You can make me one.
Find text is moving too fast.
Oh, okay,
I'll spin one.
Let's see. Let that heart get out of the way.
there we go, Joseph.
All right.
Where Philip
Hey,
go?
Mark.
Hey, Mr. Mark.
Hey, Brian.
Philip, did you take?
Computer gurus tell me what a moderator is for. I mean, what they do.
Well, they can delete people. They can help you, like the Trump guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
It's hard for one person to watch all that.
Oh, okay.
that's what it's for.
You're a security guard.
Yeah.
Can you handle that, JW?
I'm just an old dumb country boy farmer. How would I know something like that?
Back in the day, you ever throw any drunks out of a bar?
You know, I hope that wasn't President Trump that I just removed. Whoops, I'm sorry.
Come back.
Bring it back in. I'd like to ask him some questions, honestly.
Let me undelete. Oh, jeez.
I'm sure he was just sitting around on a Tuesday night thinking,
Yeah, he wasn't doing anything. Yeah.
Hey, Charlie, what you having this evening for a snack?
McDonald's.
Oh, that's not good. Ugh. I can't eat that stuff.
No, it's nothing but the, crab legs, ribeyes. Nothing but the best for the old.
Melissa made a very nice roast this evening with some carrots and potatoes, and it's pretty doggone good.
Oh, bless her heart.
Yep. I'd feed it to you through the screen if I could make that happen. I figured I had to join in on this chat. All of my pals that I know were all sitting in here behind the camera, so I had to get in on this.
Yeah,
I was
I
just
think
hoping
Joey got me by accident. He got on by accident, and I got on with him by accident, I think. So we was kind of lost.
So does anybody in here keep bees?
Hey, Greg. Bees keep me mostly.
Me too.
Yeah.
I don't keep them.
Like I said, I was hoping we just
Philip
get
coming back.
Yeah. Joy, do a little song and dance there.
I got kicked out with Trump, I think.
Oh, okay.
Oh no,
I didn't do it.
that was me.
I actually hit the back button. Well, it wasn't accidentally. It was intentional, but it took me back to YouTube. But yeah, I was going to
So
say,
did
we want to kick Trump out. I'm a Trump supporter, and y'all kicking him out.
We were saying after you left, we're pretty sure he wasn't just sitting around and decided to.
Yeah, I was actually backstage for a while. I was listening to all y'all stuff there. But
So Todd, is that what that open end wrench and insignia means? That you're a moderator?
Yeah, you can fix things.
Okay.
Yeah.
he's got the wrench there.
You know, if you got Trump like one of these spammers or whatever you want to call it,
Sure.
you can go over there and there'll be 3 dots and it'll
Yeah, I
give
know
you report, remove, put user in timeout, hide user on this channel. So that gives you some options, because there'll be some of them here over the last 6 months or a year ago. They'd be like 25 of them all in one, like crazy.
Yeah.
That's why you need extra hands on board to take care of it.
What did I do, DC? Because just because I live in California, you need to blame me.
Did he say anything? Yeah, I didn't see any comments. I was looking at the comments when it came in.
Yeah, I don't know. DC said blame Todd with a laughing face. So I don't. I don't know. I'm on vacation, y'all. So I'm,
Vacation.
blame me. I don't care.
The question is, have you had supper yet?
No, I've been. I got all my allergies are working because it was windy outside today and hot. It felt like a blowtorch, and I was out messing with bees, and so I got like a bunch of dust and smoke and everything else blowing around. So I'm all plugged up. Then I came home and started doing some extracting, and while I was extracting, since I'm on vacation, I was enjoying a couple of adult barley pop beverages. And so I'm going to warm up dinner here in a little bit. That's about it.
Todd's got a job for you up there, or Brad's got a job for you up there, Todd.
Yeah. I threatened a couple times to go up there. Just haven't gone.
God, you better clear your schedule. 'Cause you're going to be asked to be a guest on MSNBC after you kick Trump out of the string.
Yeah, well, I'll decline that.
DC wants to know how the ants are.
Ants are non-existent. Those oil traps I use takes care of them. The only battle I have now is with the black widows and their webs. So I was messing with that today. But those oil traps, they're starting to get pricey on eBay, but I'm telling you what, they work. They really work.
Philip, did I make you moderator?
I don't know. I'd have to go into the YouTube and I'd pick me.
Get something up, Philip.
Just
We'll
text
find out.
something where I can
Make it
find you. I
public.
can't find you over there.
Spamming?
Just say hi, and then we'll know.
How do you do that?
But you talking about in the chat?
Yeah, in the chat.
Yeah.
In the chat, just say hi.
Moderator.
Oh.
That work? I did it.
No,
I don't
Did it?
even see.
it's in the private chat.
Oh no, put it in the regular chat.
I'm not in comments. When I go to comments, it's probably because I'm on my phone. I go to
Oh,
comments,
okay.
join the chat.
Did,
It tell me to go to YouTube.
Yeah,
did you say anything in the chats already?
No, just well, the chat. I think it's called the studio chat. It's just you guys that are on
Okay.
the screen that can see it.
I'll get you later then.
He did at 5:36. 5:36 between DC and
that'd be
in between
8:30, 7:36 Joey's time.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Yeah, that's West Coast time. Sorry.
Yeah,
Don't
there
stop
I am,
talking.
Joey.
JW just
Huh?
I won't know what to do with it, what you do,
I haven't been on these in a while. Todd, have you pulled out? Said, have you
You
pulled
broke
out?
up.
I asked Todd if he pulled his son.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I'm done pulling my summer honey. I don't have that much though. Probably it's over 500 pounds. But I didn't do too good this year. The ground dried up too fast. And then the blue curl that I usually get, I got the curl, but the little blue flowers didn't show up on the stems. They're just the plant is out, but it's not kicking out flowers. So now I'm stuck with I got to feed them. So
Do you get anything? You get anything in the fall? Do you get anything in the fall?
on the on the phone.
In the fall, you have a fall flow at all?
Yeah, the blue curl is their fall forage, and it's I would say at best it's probably 40%. So yeah, I'm gonna have to feed. I'm gonna have to buy sugar. I didn't feed at all last year. I haven't fed since holy cow. I haven't fed since fall of 22. And even then that was very light. So
That's a good problem to have.
Yeah, it's a good problem. Yeah.
Absolutely.
I was hoping it would happen this year, but it didn't.
There's some
So,
guys
Todd,
that are
how do you see the time over in the chats? I don't see that.
I'm
I'm
right
on YouTube.
On StreamYard, look up in the upper left-hand corner.
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah.
It's in the red.
It says live, and you're at 43 minutes and 53 seconds.
I can't do it over there though, can I?
What's
You
that?
could you could scroll
Make me
backwards on
moderator.
all the comments. What did I say? 5:30. Well, 7:36 your time. Mr. Mark, those queens, I have 2 left out of the 5, and they're laying like crazy. One of them washed to 0, and the other one washed to 2. So, or a 4, 2 or a 4. So yeah, they're going like crazy. And Tom, I put those sensors in, and day 2 measurements are crazy, funky crazy.
Are you on the YouTube side, Joey?
Yeah, that's where I'm looking.
All right, right at the top where the scrolling's going on, you got the 3 dots, and there's a big X.
Yeah.
Click on the 3 dots. It'll say timestamps, and then you can turn that on.
Oh.
That'll
Yep.
be the
Now what time did you say it was?
7:36, I think it was.
7:36.
Yeah.
7:54 our time, Joey. It's what time it is now,
I was
or
looking
what time
for
it was. I don't know.
when
7:54
Philip
what I'm
texted.
showing.
It was between DC's comment at 5:36 and Randy Klingon Farms comment at 5:36. You'll see it.
Phil, can you get back into YouTube and just make a comment?
Well, I'm on my phone. I'm going to have to get off of here anyway because I got to go to I skipped the scout meeting, but I'm going to do an Eagle project review. So I got to do that in about 5 minutes. So I'll jump on YouTube real quick when I get up here and send a comment.
All right.
All right.
I see why I can't find him, because when I opened YouTube up, I opened it up at 7:38, I think, because I had YouTube actually closed. So when you come back on, I'll find you.
Yeah. All right. I'll jump in YouTube real quick and send a comment. All right. Talk to y'all later.
See you,
All
Philip.
right. Y'all don't stop talking on my account. I'm just,
Hey, Joey,
I'm just learning how to do this.
I want to ask Joey about the Louisiana conference. Were you there?
I was.
So can you talk a little bit about that? I'm really curious. I really wanted to go down to Louisiana this year, and we really, really had our heart set on the Slidell one just to basically visit with everybody. And I mean, we've been kind of busy, and it would have been kind of last minute, but it would have been really, really nice to come down there and visit with everybody. But just curious to know how everything went, and you all had a good time and such.
Yeah. Well, we had Cayman and Jeff was our two keynote speakers, and actually that's probably the only two talks that I went into. And Jeff talked about his double screen divider boards, and I'm trying to remember now what Cayman talked about.
Joey, there's Philip right now. There's Philip.
I'm trying to remember now what Cayman talked about.
Joey, there's Philip right now. There's Philip.
I don't know why I'm echoing.
Yeah. Fred, you got to turn your YouTube off. Turn the speaker off.
Well, or a jack.
Wrong button.
Todd, are you kicking people out again?
Boy, that JW, he's booting people out
Well,
right
that's
now.
how you do it.
Shoot.
I've got a way of doing that. I never made the second annual anything.
All right, I got Philip.
All right, he should get a hey, you're a moderator and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Pop-up screen.
Cayman talked about splits and mites, it says.
Yeah. He talked about a lot. That's why I just couldn't remember exactly what all he said. He did say one thing I thought was interesting, that one day he wants to kind of, putting it in my own words, settle more down and have more like a storefront. I thought that was interesting. That'd be nice to see somebody else get into that.
Yeah.
But you know what? After everything was over, we were actually getting ready to leave, and Cayman had come out talking to us. There was about 4 of us there, and we ended up standing there an hour talking. We were supposed to be on the road, and I tell you what, really enjoyed it. It wasn't all about bees.
Yeah.
But it's just about us and our plans, in the future and what's coming up and stuff like that. But
Those are always the best. Those are always
Yep.
the best conversations. The ones that are candid, off to the side amongst a few people. We had the same exact experience with Cayman whenever he came to Missouri. Melissa and I had to come. We're driving back from near Whiteman Air Force Base, which is there in
Warrensburg.
Yeah, Warrensburg, Missouri. So it's about a little over 3 hour drive. We were planning on getting back home before 10 o'clock. I don't think we actually left there just because we were standing around talking for a couple of hours. And there was probably 4 or 5 of us. Corey Stevens was there. Melissa and I came in, and I think there was 2 other guys that were standing there talking. I don't think we actually left to even come home until 10:30. So I didn't get. By the time I got home, I was exhausted. But it was one of those conversations. You just having a great conversation. You just couldn't part from it. Why are you laughing, JW?
That was mostly what I enjoyed, just walking around talking to everybody, meeting people.
Yeah.
I just can't imagine you enjoying talking like that.
It's mainly Melissa I got to pull off from everybody. She just won't stop. It's frustrating.
You know me.
Oh, goodness.
Joey, what was the attendance like at that conference?
I don't really know what the count was. Have y'all ever been to that facility at all?
No.
Over there? It's a pretty big room, and it was full. Let me see.
You think more than 200?
What's that?
More than 200?
Oh yeah, I think so. Wow. Yeah, there's more than that.
So,
but
do you think that conference in Louisiana, being that it was at the end of August, is part of the reason why the Slidell conference got canceled? Because it's at the end of September, like 2 conferences in the same state that close together. Vendors not wanting to come to 2 different conferences in 1 month in the same state.
That's kind of my opinion on it. And I didn't hear nobody say that, but I do know that he wouldn't, like he even said in his announcement that it was lack of participation. And that's just kind of what I was thinking myself too, that it was just too close together. Now, I'm not going to say who it was, but I did hear a couple of vendors said they would have been there.
Really?
A couple that was at this one in Louis last weekend. They would have actually been there. So,
did you happen to take any video footage when you were there?
I did not. I took one picture, and it was of Jeff. Now, I know Mike did a lot of videoing.
Oh, did he? Oh, good. Maybe he'll post something.
Let's see. I took one picture of Jeff, and I was I don't think it didn't really get the crowd because I had it zoomed in.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if y'all see that.
That looks
I
like
wish
a pretty
I'd
good sized room.
It's a big room. I was trying to get. It was the last Hive Life that I had went to, the one in Sevierville.
Mm-hmm.
I think that room is actually bigger, or at least the same size as some of those rooms they had there.
That
maybe even a little bit bigger.
That main room where the vendors were, or like the side room, where Ian talked.
No, not where the vendors were. It wasn't quite that big. Maybe half that size, or 2/3 that size, maybe. Okay. And it's designed where they can actually split it off in 2 or 3 rooms. But they had it wide open. But yeah, I enjoyed it. And like I say, I didn't go to but the two talks, actually 2.5. But I just more or less got up and walked around and talked to people and sneaked up on them, kind of hear what they talking about. But met a lot of people there.
Yeah. So the other, what city was this in Louisiana?
It's in Pineville.
Okay.
It's right by I don't forget the name of the town now. Not Shreveport.
So who else was there beside Cayman and Jeff?
They had several speakers. We even had one guy from our club done his talk, but I'd already heard his talk, so I didn't stay in there very long. Let's see. I really don't know because it just wasn't something I wanted to hear him talk about, you know. But that was the two big names.
Now, last year, so is this the time of the year that Louisiana usually has their state? Because that was a state conference, right?
Yeah.
Now, is this the time of the year that Louisiana usually has their state conference, or do they change it
Pretty
every
much. I was trying to remember. Seemed like they used to have it a little bit later in the year, but I hadn't been to one probably. It was before COVID. I think my last one was 2018 or 2019, somewhere in there.
So
And
last
a couple
year,
of them.
so then
Huh?
last year then when they had the Be Alive conference in Slidell at the end of September, Louisiana had their state conference in August also. Then, right?
I don't know because I wasn't even interested in going, so I
Okay.
don't know when they had that.
Okay, I was just curious.
Oh, what did I just do? Oh, crud.
I
Keep
just
going.
saw y'all's video today about the wax melting.
Yeah,
I don't know if y'all heard me say that.
yeah.
I just finished a video on my new wax melter, and then y'all's popped up, and I'm subscribed to y'all, but it didn't come up. It just popped up because I was doing some searches on wax melters, and I saw y'all, so I went and watched it. That's
It's a
pretty cool.
process.
Yep.
It was hot here today. I even watched Tom kill all those queens. Murdered all those queens.
I'm probably 4 videos behind on y'all. I don't know why. I checked. I'm clicked on all and everything. I started to unsubscribe and just subscribe back.
Yeah.
See if I'd get notifications.
Yeah, it's kind of like live sometimes. Even though like I subscribe to everybody, I don't always get the live notifications. Like and it'll be like, oh.
That's because we're just little people. That's why. We're just little people in a Sawmill Charlie world. Hey, this is
Charlie was on Saturday night too.
This is Charlie. This is me and Melissa right here.
Tuesday, Friday, and Saturday.
I thought Saturday night was Friday night this past week. I was like, what in the world? Wasn't Charlie just on?
I got bored.
Where were we Saturday night? We were doing
probably out eating.
Oh, we were. That's the night we were at the winery eating.
Shoot.
Imagine that.
I'll tell you what, JW, she cost me a lot of money. You know that?
I figure she's making you more than she's costing you, is what I figure.
If anybody's
she does all the B work.
I just sit in the background until she pulls the camera out. Then I pop up off the ground and I run up there real quick and I start looking around.
Hey, JW, ask him what he had for lunch.
I'm afraid to.
I had Mexican. My buddy took me out for lunch. Jeremy.
No.
He took me out for lunch because I had to give him a $4,000 check.
Oh, there you go.
So he bought lunch.
I hope he got your money's worth.
Oh yeah, no. They did some concrete on one of my landscaping jobs. They did a tremendous job. I usually I don't do concrete, but when I get good customers, they want to be taken care of on everything. I will usually, sub out a couple different things on, for some people that I know that do very good work. I won't hire just anybody, even if they were family. They wouldn't get work from me unless they did a tremendous job, especially when my name's on the line.
I know. I'm waiting for my landscaping to get done still.
She's gonna be waiting a while. She keeps eating out every day. She ain't gonna get any landscaping.
Yeah,
right. So,
go ahead. Go ahead, Tom.
Joseph, would you say that Louisiana conference is a pretty friendly one to out of staters, even the guys up in the middle of the United States?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. We really enjoy coming down there and visiting with everybody.
They're pretty welcoming.
Now, what about the guys from Illinois? You let them blue state guys there?
No.
Yeah, as long as you don't tell them.
Yeah, good idea.
Don't tell them you're a Yankee.
Yeah. I mean, we probably let Todd in, because, but
Hey.
he wasn't originally from there.
I live down in Billings, so give me a break.
Yep.
South
I see a
of
lot of
Springfield.
people popping in over there. Hey, everybody.
Yeah, you've got quite a following there, Joey. If people
Yeah, he
found
does.
that he was,
I hadn't been able to keep up with that text too much.
yeah.
It's like flying a dadgum airplane.
Mhm.
Oh, okay.
Now comes the hard part. You got to remember how you done it. That's where I have the trouble.
Then you
I
got to
just have to
land.
wing it.
So, Joey, are you going to take over Tuesday nights then?
Oh no!
Oh, no, come on.
I might do it.
I think
might
him
do
and
it every now
JW
and
were going to share Tuesday night.
I think that would be a good idea.
Yep.
I'll help out. I'll help out.
Hey,
Just for those in the chat that came in late, this was an accident. I was trying to set up and look at it and try to figure out how to do all this. And next thing I knew, I was live.
Well, thank God you had clothes on.
Hey, yeah.
and then a whole bunch of no-life beekeepers came in right behind you. So look at the following.
Well, everybody
Yeah.
was like, "What? Joey's live? We gotta check this
Yeah.
out."
Right.
I think
I was
it was
actually
Tar
at-
Heel
I
come
was
in and said,
actually
"Hey, Joey," and I
watching-
said, "Oh my goodness."
I was actually watching his video that he put out with where he had the hive on the front of his honey house, I guess there, and I was watching it, and all of a sudden it popped up Joey's live. So he said, "See if this pen's working," and so I popped it, and sure enough, it worked. He was stuck with his T&I, and he didn't know how to get rid of me or get anybody else on for a while.
If he'd have known that, he probably would have blocked you. You know that?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
I mean, I figure you're just like that kid that was tagging along with his mom in the store. She'd look at you and say, "Don't touch that," and you'd reach up there and grab it, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
If you don't try it, you don't know.
That's right.
Yeah.
Agree.
Joey, did you see what Tim said?
Yeah.
He said those buttons are dangerous.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. They are.
Especially if you're over 60, it really gets dangerous then. These young kids are used to it. It's all Greek to me.
You seem like you're doing all right so far.
Yeah. I'm trying to get back in the YouTube side working. I accidentally closed it. Trying to get back in it working.
So a show of
something real
hands
bad.
on here and in the chat. Who says that? Yep, me too, Todd. Who says that Joey should do this every Tuesday night?
Tuesday's yours, Joey.
Tuesday's yours, Joey. It's there.
You just got $5, Joe.
Yeah, look
Look at that.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, wait a minute.
Yeah, that's official. Now you're professional. You're getting
Oh
paid.
no!
Oh my God.
Scared him so bad he left.
Those big buttons.
We successfully booted the guy who started the chat off. Great. Good job.
Those big buttons. You got to watch what you're pushing there.
Should we let him back
Scared him
in?
so bad he run.
He's gotta let himself back in.
Oh,
Yeah.
he let himself back in.
He'll figure it out.
Lee, you better call Joey.
I hope he's not talking to himself right now. Oh, here he is.
There he is.
Oh,
I
goodness.
thought I was still on the YouTube side and I hit something.
See how much fun this
Yes.
is?
All right. Y'all said
It was right.
Oh no, Mark Miller.
Uh-oh.
I can't
Did he
see my
shoot another
chats.
hole in the floor?
I guess so. Oh.
No, he hit a 6-point buck. Well, should you at
Oh,
least save the meat from the
Oh,
buck?
man.
Maybe that'll help you be out of the doghouse with your wife.
Well, he better cook it too.
Oh,
Because he's got a
jeez.
doghouse.
Oh, he only had a few payments left.
Man, that stinks. That's the worst, Mark. Get that car paid off.
That's what happens.
Joey is
For
buttons
some
2.5.
reason, I'm not seeing my chats over here.
3.0.
No,
Don't
2.5.
push any buttons.
Well,
Uh-uh.
I gotta go get this one.
I got another column up here for some reason, and it's in the way.
Well, careful clicking stuff. You might get yourself booted off.
Yeah, it's saying something about a brand. Who was it? Who was it gave the $5? Because I can't see it. So whoever it was, thank you.
Little Klondike Outdoors.
I found it. Comments. Appreciate that.
It's very enjoyable or give anybody. Now you got to figure out how to get it, Joey. That's what I'd have to do.
Yeah.
Joey, is this the StreamYard from the YouTube, or this the one you bought?
What is it?
I said, is this the StreamYard that YouTube has, or is it one that you bought?
Oh,
Actually, it's the freebie through
If it's got
StreamYard.
the
That's
duck
all I
up
know.
there, it's the freebie, Brad. That's what
Okay.
they tell me, the experts.
How many people are you allowed on the free version?
I think it's 6.
I think you
Oh, I
got
read
it
that,
out
but
right
I
now.
don't even
I
know.
think it's 9.
9?
I think so.
No, I paid versions 9. Well,
Oh, is it?
And-
All right.
Yeah.
well, including the host, I think it's 10.
I'm going to have to drop out here in a little bit. I got to eat. I'll let someone else have a turn.
I just
Well, I
run over
appreciate you coming
to
on.
Stossman's there and up there in Earth City, wherever it is, Missouri. They're come back to Missouri. They're eating all the time. He's always got food.
We got a crock pot up there. If somebody's close, come on over. I'll feed you. That was pretty good too. Melissa made roast potatoes, carrots. Pretty tasty.
Brad was at the Louisiana conference. He might can even tell you some about it that I'd already forgot.
So, Brad, how many people do you think were at that conference?
I guess around 200, 250, something like that.
Yeah, that's a pretty good crowd.
Appreciate that, Richard.
They had some good vendors there.
Yeah, who all showed up with that?
It was a Hilco, Dandit, Man Lake, Myers, the guy who sells the Apeman tablets or whatever they call them.
Yeah.
Richard just gave you $10.
They had
Yeah,
microbials, a whole bunch
You
of
said-
others that had knickknacks and stuff, but they had a lot of good deals on the beekeeping stuff.
You said
Like
they had microbials there, like strong microbials.
Yeah, strong microbials.
Was that Earl? Was that Earl Hoffman?
It was a lady. I don't know who it was.
Rossman was there.
Okay, Russ Mayberries.
Georgia Bees, GABs or whatever that was running it for him.
Mm-hmm.
Man Lake had some triple wax frames with foundation for come out to $3 a frame with the triple wax foundation. So that was pretty cheap.
Yeah, that's a pretty good price.
They also had I got the strong microbials, the what you call it? I think it's
Super DFM.
Yeah, Super DFM.
So they have Super DFM and they have Super DFM Plus. The Plus has to do with if you're near agriculture and herbicides and pesticides, it's supposed to help them process it a little better if it's the Plus version.
Yeah, that's what I got, and it was $70 for 100 doses, which is like $100 online. So they were having like $30 off.
Yeah.
I bought 2 of the tubs of the paper guard, and they were $130 with Hilco. Plus, if you had the show, you got 10% off.
Oh, nice.
So it was like a savings of $27.
Yeah.
with the
That's
two
a good
tubs.
deal.
Yeah.
We bought all of our Apigard through John Hill at Hillco at Nobby. We bought 3 or 4 pails down there, and we're able to save too. So those are the spots that you kind of, you know what you want ahead of time, pre-order it, and then pick it up at the conference areas.
Now they had some Apivar strips, the 60 dose pack, and they were 140, but they expired in November.
Oh, so you had to use them.
Yeah. I think it was Meyer Bees. They had a sign that actually said, they were on sale, and down below it said expires in November on their sign. Man Lake didn't have a sign. They were $162, and they had another guy looking at them, and he said, he asked the guy at Man Lake, he says, does this stuff expire? And the guy at Man Lake says, no, it don't expire. He says, it's as long as you leave it sealed. And I said, I want to do that little guy like on TikTok bullshit.
Yeah, I know which guy you're talking about.
Yeah, that little guy in the car seat, the little boy in the car seat.
Yeah.
I told him, I said, look at this label right here. I said, it says expires 24 months after it was distributed or made up.
Sure,
yeah. And it was going to expire in November also. It was made up in November.
Appreciate that, Lee.
Did you read the comment under there, Joseph? Look at the
every
Tuesday.
Didn't know if you caught that or not.
I second.
I third.
I didn't pay any attention. Getting all this money in, heck, you're gonna be you're gonna be more famous than David Burns.
I'm telling you. I was gonna say more famous than Sawmill Charlie.
Did you see what Philip said a little while ago?
Man Lake was telling that guy, as long as you keep them in a Ziploc bag, they're good forever.
Yeah, I heard you talking about that.
I doubt that.
So
I have a hard time believing it.
And see, when you order online, you can't really see what the expiration is until you get. I got a pack in one time, and it was going to be expired in 6 months, but that was okay. But I mean, the ones they were selling were going to expire in 2 months.
I've heard the exact same thing before, Brad. I don't remember who it was that was selling them, but at a conference doing the exact same thing, they were going to expire within like a month or two, and it wasn't even in the time frame that you were going to use the treatment. So by the time you would have put the treatment on, it would have been expired already. And if I recall correctly, the person that told me the story said that when they brought that to their attention, they went ahead and took that product back and sent them the new stuff. So I don't know if it was just a mistake or somebody trying to pull one over,
Yeah. Well, at least the guy from Meyer Bees, he was being honest. He had a sign hanging below it, said expires in November.
Yeah.
And that was that. Is that the same Myers that's up in Northern Illinois, up in Chicago? Is that they come clear down there?
Myers Bees. I think they're up north.
Woodstock or someplace up Northern Illinois, I think. Tom, if it's the same ones. There's a Meyer up there.
Was
it? Wait, hold up. Was it Myers, Joey?
I'm sorry, I was reading the text. Was
it Myers Bees or was it someone else? The one that was right next to Man Lake, the one that you wanted to buy the little smoker from.
That's whose brush that was. I just showed. Who was that?
Oh, okay.
I might have the wrong name, but
wait, that was Rothman.
Oh, yeah, that's Rothman.
Okay, Rothman. That's a
yeah. That's
in Georgia, aren't they not?
Meyer Bees are in Manuka, Illinois.
Yeah. No, it was. I made a mistake. It wasn't him. It was the one Joey got the name on that brush.
It's Rossman Acres.
It was on the same table. Yeah.
Rossman, they're out of Georgia.
I talked to Tom about this privately, but I picked up one of Hilco's tubs of Apigard at Nobby last January, and it's dated 26. And but it's when I opened it up, it's a tub and stirred it up good. It's real flaky. Has anybody ever had that problem besides me with it?
Yeah, it mixes in.
Yeah, well, I've stirred up on it. It's got so many of those flakes in it, Todd, that I can't hardly suck it up in that syringe.
It's drying out is what's happening.
Yeah.
Well,
I've had that happen in the past.
It's dated for 26, and I just opened it about 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, maybe when I started doing my starter at home. So
I only opened one so far that I got from Hilco, and it was real. It didn't have no dryness to it.
Yeah,
I stirred it
I
up.
just wondered if that was standard. I mean, I'm not complaining. I used it and it seemed to work, and the bees took it right down. But it's really flaky.
I've had it happen in the past, but this year the stuff I got from John Hill was not like that. Much like Brad said, it was still pretty good consistency.
I got this at Nobby last January, like you did. I'd pre-ordered it and picked it up down there. So that's our luck, though. You'd get the good stuff, and I'd get all the bad stuff.
That's what I told John. I said, give that old hillbilly from Illinois, give him the crap.
We didn't either, Nancy.
No. Look there, more money, Joy.
He's up to $35. Shoot. I know who's buying dinner when I go to Louisiana.
See, next week you can make. You're
You
gonna have
to come back on Tuesday. Now you're a professional.
Yeah.
Hey.
Hey, Brian Lee, how you doing?
Hey, JW, Brian C has something I was going to mention about storing it. So was it stored below 86 degrees? That Apiguard tub? Because
It was
hot, it's probably going to cook in there.
I think that's part of my trouble. I had it in my
if you had it in a barn or a shed, it's probably going to happen. But if you keep it indoors, it might not.
I think that's probably what happened in my case. I think it got too hot, to be honest with you. That's the reason I'm not complaining or anything about it. I just wondered if it happened to anybody else, and if so, why it happened. And that's probably right, because I had it in my combination bee working house and greenhouse, and it gets pretty hot in there at times. So
yeah. Mine's been stored in my basement since I bought it, so
yeah,
it stays around 70 degrees or a few degrees below.
That's probably the sole reason that mine's so flaky, because it really is flaky bad.
All right. Well, don't talk about her anymore, guys. She's back. Let's keep it clean.
I had to go sell some honey out in the driveway.
Jeez.
Yeah,
hopefully she sold a couple thousand pounds.
No, just 1 pound.
Oh, great. Can't go out to eat on that.
Well, I can.
Oh,
it'll be fast food, but I can go out to eat.
You and Charlie can go to McDonald's.
All right.
Fast food if you're lucky these days.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, I put those signs up. I told you the private signs. I'm gonna show you guys some pictures of it. I put one of them feather flags. Mm-hmm. My bee farm's a mile and a half off the highway, and I put a feather flag at the highway and with a sign that says "Honey in the mouth."
Joey
disappeared again.
Stuck it up there on the honor system. I've sold over $1,000 worth since we
really.
Sunday. Yeah.
Wow, that's good.
That's one thing that I've always wanted to do, like a self-serve thing or whatever. We live in the middle of a subdivision. Our subdivision is kind of like off the beaten path. So there's nowhere really for us to put an honor system box. And the couple places that I can, there's some really not nice neighborhoods next to them. So I wouldn't trust that all of my stuff would disappear overnight.
I'm just refilling the supply every day. I'm putting out about 25 or 30 pounds a day in different in different dispensary. I got 1 pound, 2 pound, a quart, pints, and some 12 ounces. And I sold what little comb I had, which is very little. The very first customer that came took every bit that I had.
Did
And
you
I've
make
had
like a
some-
little booth or something?
I just put up a honor system. I've got a coffee can there, and I left $40 in it for change, the small bills. Set it out there on the table, and so far I'm $8 ahead of what I've shown of the honey they've taken. You know,
Got you a
Well,
little
that's
tip.
good.
so I've sold over 100
Yeah, tip
pounds
money.
in a week's time,
Mm-hmm.
and it's all. I haven't even seen most of the people that bought the honey. You know, I just put it out there, and the next day
Don't,
they either leave money or take it all.
don't report that tip money. Maybe not till next year.
That's right.
Report it all, I guess. I don't want to. Don't want to cheat our good honest politicians out of any
That's
income.
right. They got to make a boat payment too. You know that.
You know they're gonna spend it wisely.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Guaranteed.
Well, look, guys, I got to hit the road. I got to eat some dinner. I'll let somebody else have a spin in here, but I'll probably join you next Tuesday, Mr. Rawls.
We'll see.
Yeah, he will. He's got enough backing now.
All right. Well, everyone have a good night. I'll talk to you guys later.
See you,
All
Todd.
right.
Appreciate you coming
See
in.
you, Todd.
See, Joey, look how good of a night this turned out to be.
Yeah,
I mean, it's a great night.
it has. Got some good
Hey,
company.
Why, hello.
Hey,
Hello.
Nancy.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I got a question, and it's kind of a bee related question, but it's also a liquor question. So there's this distillery near me. This guy opened up this distillery, and I think it's rum. I don't know what he distills, but he says he has this sludge after he's done, and I'm going to get to talk to him this coming Sunday and to ask more questions. But is anybody here familiar with creating like a distillery, like rum or bourbon or anything like that? You know, the process of that. There's a residual of some sugar that you don't need at the end. They discard it. Have to. Anybody know about that stuff?
So we do a bourbon barrel aged honey, but there's never any like discard or sludge or anything in the barrels that we purchase from the distillers. It's all dried. Like the bourbon
so
barrels are used, but they're dry. They're dry when we get them.
So this is, I think, what when they're done their cooking process and whatever liquor you do to make liquor, and you ferment and cook and all that, it's that residual muck that's all sugary. He said.
I presume it's brewer grains.
Yeah, like the mash.
The mash.
Yeah.
Usually the
Yeah.
cow farmers take that and feed it to cows.
Yeah, you don't do anything with that. We don't do anything with that.
Do they really do that, Charlie? They feed it
Huh?
to cattle. The mash, they feed it to cattle.
Mhm.
No kidding.
Pigs.
So he was wondering if I wanted to feed it to my bees. He said I could have as much as I wanted because, he said I could have as much as I wanted because then he doesn't have to pay to get rid of it. And I said, well, I got to talk to some bigwigs about what's the chemical compounds in this stuff to see if it's something that I can do. So that was a couple weeks ago, and I've been meaning to get on here and ask about it, but I don't know enough about what that stuff is, that mash. And then
Well, I wouldn't think the bees would do anything with it because if you get fermented honey, the bees don't touch that. So I doubt they would touch whatever fermented mash that is.
So Michael Fike says the sugar is turned into alcohol. There's no sugar left.
Yeah, because all the yeast would have eaten that sugar.
huh.
So I
I'll
doubt
have to find out what
I doubt the bees would even touch it either way.
maybe I gotta talk to him again because I don't know why he would have. Yeah. All right. Well.
Now,
Thanks.
Brian
Fine.
says molasses makes rum. Now, molasses is a byproduct of basically making white sugar.
And you don't want to feed molasses
Yeah.
to bees. So
That's right.
No.
It's like brown sugar. It'll kill the bees too.
Yeah. Yeah, it'll mess them up.
Yeah, I don't know what he was talking about then. I gotta talk to him then, and then I'll circle back to you folks and tell you what he told me before I give it to him.
Now, Tom says that there's sugar left. Best yeast gets to 22%. So I don't know what that means, but
Yeah, the guy was saying that it was sugar, that it basically was all just sugar, but that was this sludge or this leftover. I don't know.
well, either way, even if it is sugar, it would be sugar soaked in alcohol, and so I doubt the bees would touch it.
Well, secondarily, all I can tell you is, Nancy, the old time beekeepers the locals used to make cane sugar in this area, and we tried some one year. My dad had bees, and that's the only time we ever had nosema. Was from that extract from the. It was actually a molasses mill that made. I'm just telling you, this is old timer. Bee talk, but that's what happened in our case. We had nosema that year, and that's before nosema was hardly ever heard of in this part of the country. But we had little black spots everywhere, and we decided it was from the sugarcane molasses.
I wonder if the mineral content was too high for them, if that's what it would have been.
I don't know, but I'm just telling you that's been years ago, but it did happen back then.
Yeah.
So I'm not making any comments other than that. So I don't know. I'd be a little leery of it. I'd do some serious checking before I
click on
got many bees.
Absolutely.
Click on Lee's comment there, Joey.
Once alcohol gets to 22%, the yeast will die. Might have a little sugar left, but bees probably won't touch it. Okay. All right. I know that bees like vodka.
That's the alky bees.
That's potato water.
Bees will drink vodka because of the sugar content.
Maybe they drink vodka after a harsh harvest season. They need to kick back and cool off a little bit.
No, they drink for the sugars. For the sugars.
I'm just being sarcastic.
Oh. So anyway, I don't know. It was in passing. We were both selling. He was selling his stuff. I was selling honey, and he came over and said, if you find you could use the stuff, you can have all you want. I thought, And then I saw my dollar signs in my head that I wasn't going to have to pay Hive Alive.
Yeah.
But
hey, Joey, do you ever use any what's the word I'm looking for? Melissa, you know what I'm talking about all the time. Help me out here. Jump in on this. The microbials.
Strong microbials.
You're on mute, Joey. There you go.
She knows what you're going to say before you say it.
Yeah, that's her. I don't know at what point in time in your marriage it gets to that, and I don't know when it happened, but sometime before 26 years for me, anyway.
The strong microbials. That's what you're talking about.
Yeah. Have you ever used like any type of the strong microbial brand or any other? It's not the word I'm looking for. What is this? The strong microbial.
Direct feed microbial. Direct feed microbial.
Yeah.
The DFM you talk about, Tom?
Not specifically that brand. Not specifically that brand, but any type.
That's what I have.
Yeah, probiotic. Just a general
probiotic is the
probiotic.
word he's looking for.
Yes.
Oh,
I've got the regular Super DFM is all I have.
Yeah, that's
I've
me.
never used the other one.
Okay.
Now, why did you buy that, Joey?
I actually bought it from Mike. Mike bought a big old a bunch of it, and we kind of shared. He bought it, and several of us kind of went in with him. And I was just wanting to try it this year and see how it worked.
So I'll tell everybody this. So, there's been a lot of discussion back and forth that I've heard amongst people saying that it does work, it doesn't work, it's just wasting your money, and so on and so forth. Bob Benny put out a video the other day, and he didn't really hit on it very hard. And he said he was going to start to try some of that a little bit himself. And he said there's been a lot of research that has recently been done on the probiotics. I don't think just a name brand. He didn't list one off. But he said there's been a lot of research that's going into that right now to determine whether or not that is good for the bees. And I believe, and don't quote me or on me quoting Bob, because I'm not quoting him. He said something to the effect about, it was on his last video, something about he feels like that he sees a difference. Again, don't quote me that he said that specifically, but it was something.
That's what he said.
That's kind of the way I interpreted it.
And he also had a video prior to that one of his friends is using it.
Okay.
I'll say commercial friends.
Yeah.
And
good night, Lee. Appreciate your help.
Hey, good to see you, Lee.
See you, Lee.
And then that his friends, I'll say, swear by it. It really does help situation. So that's why he started it here months ago. It was, where they were throwing it on there.
I know they helped me.
They help.
The reason I put it on Charlie is I got the super is because I've got all kinds of spraying around here, and the so-called expert say it's supposed to help them,
Yeah, the one.
There's a lot of aerial spraying in my area, and they spray a little bit of everything. You never know, and they don't pay a lot of attention to the drift watch and all that stuff. So,
yeah, that makes sense if you're near agriculture.
I started using it about 4 years ago, the DFM, and then now it's called Super DFM. And they're at the different conferences and whatnot. And I had gotten a small package. I think it was free, my first package I got. So when I live next to a farmer, it's about, I don't know, maybe 50 acres, 60 acres of corn. And then so he sprays, but he doesn't do a pesticide, he does an herbicide. When he sprays, after his corn's up about 2-3 inches tall, he'll spray an herbicide, which is downwind of my apiary. So I started using this stuff whenever I see like deformed wing virus, or I see bulb bee paralysis, or I start to see string wing, or just some evidence of the varroa. So I put that on, and they cleaned that up in a week. Like in a week or two, they got that all cleaned up, that hive. They got rid of who needed to go, and they just look nice and bright and shiny again. So, but someone told me this week that doesn't count. That doesn't count for working, because it just worked for me. So
I guess that was Regina.
I didn't say that. But I've been using it 4 years, and actually, the lady gave me a 100 dose pack this past conference, because the box was messed up. So she's just gave that to me, because I've been a customer for years.
Very nice. Anything you put on the hive, bees don't like it, get rid of it.
Yeah, I think the point of this though is it covers them like a powder.
Yeah.
It's a direct feed. So they eat it, they clean each other up, and they ingest it, and it gets into their system. So
It's like a teaspoon or a tablespoon per application. Is that right?
Yeah, Bob Benny just uses his Hive tool,
Yeah.
just the one end of his Hive tool, and gets like a little, just spritz on the top.
Yeah.
About that much.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's
Yeah.
about right.
You measure with your heart.
Measure
It's
with
like
your heart.
cooking.
Mine had a little dispenser
Louisiana
in the package, Tom. Mine
Well,
does.
That's because he likes you.
Tom's got a big old bag of it downstairs. I'm sure it has directions on it.
Yeah. Yeah. I haven't used ours yet. We got some in February. I don't know what it was. It's several hundred
I think my
doses.
dispenser cup was actually in the package when I opened it up, if I remember
Okay.
correctly.
Yeah.
I think so I think there's the DFM and then the super DFM. I think the
Super DFM Plus.
super DFM plus is for the herbicide and pesticide.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so there's super DFM and then super DFM plus.
I don't
Yeah, I
know
think
that
it
it works.
started- Huh?
I don't know that it works or doesn't work. I'm gonna make a comment either way, but the reason I
Yeah.
put it on there is because of all the spraying. They say it helps. So
We've
so
only
far,
got 1 yard that is near a field that gets sprayed. So that's
I don't know if this is plus I have or not because it's just in a bag.
The plus
it'll
Mike had
stay
broke
on
it
the
down.
bag, Joey. If it's
What?
the super, it'll stay on the bag outside the bag if it's super or the plus.
Well,
yeah, but he probably
I'll
doesn't
have to ask Mike because I got it from him.
Oh, okay.
So I think the first one was DFM, the second version was Super DFM, and now I think this last one is Super DFM X something. So I think it's them just improving the
Not great.
formula, perhaps.
Well, I think Strong Microbials, they sell Super DFM and they also sell Super DFM plus.
There you go. There you go. What's
Yeah,
that?
this
Yeah, what's
is-
that?
This is the DFM Plus.
Okay, now
Is it
how
the
do you make
100?
that bigger?
You have
Joey take and go to their let's see, you got their photographs down there, and it'll say bring them out as a single. You can click on it.
Let's see.
Fred did a nice interview with them about a year or two ago, maybe now.
I can't figure that out. Solo.
Yeah, that's it. There you go.
You got her.
Detoxify pesticides. Super DFM Plus.
Yeah.
I think it does have that applicator in the top.
Mine had the little clear plastic cup. Well, mine was a little plastic
Yeah.
cup.
I don't know what that is. Probably
It's a tablespoon,
I
probably.
think it's a tablespoon.
Yeah,
I don't know, tablespoon, teaspoon,
it's not a teaspoon. It's a
tablespoon, whatever.
I think that'll say per colony or per box.
Yeah, I haven't even opened it yet. I was getting ready to use it this year.
Mm-hmm.
He gave me a big package of it. But I wanted to use it in each yard. My point or the goal that I was going to work towards was just to use it on have a control group that I don't use it on at all. And then on the other colonies, I'll actually use it on on a 2-week period. And just to kind of see what the what my experience was. If it made a difference, doesn't make a difference, I don't know.
Do you have any signs of viruses?
No, everything
Do
looked
you have
really
any
good.
hives that have?
The only one I
Well,
was
you want to use that.
the only thing I was thinking of, I've got 2 yards that have some agriculture that's near there.
What's the second one that has agriculture?
Um,
Labadee?
Minor. There's a farmer over there, yeah. But the one over there in Villa Ridge, in particular, is the one I was really worried about.
That one.
And then also the one out there in Union. There's agriculture near that
I
one.
forgot about that one.
So, no,
So
I don't have
usually
anything
wait
that I
until
noticed in there, too, Nancy.
yeah, I usually wait until I see evidence, like the first bee I see with something, second bee, or when there's like 2 or 3 bees in the hive and a strong hive that you start to see something's not right. Then I give them a good dose of that, and then in another month or 3 weeks, it seems like they're all cleaned up and looking good again. So I
And
don't know if it's a.
Do you apply that on a weekly basis, bi-weekly, monthly?
It depends when I see it. Like, so my apiary, I have sections of 5 hives. So I have 5 hives in groupings all around, and I've got about 30 hives. So if in a particular grouping, if I start to see there's issues in there, I'll sprinkle that on all 5 hives.
Okay.
It's kind of up there with it can't hurt, so, and then so I know that one particular section of hives is having some problems. So yeah, in the next week when I go look at them again, I'll give them another dose. But if I have hives that are, first thing in the spring I dose everybody with it, and then I don't do it unless I do use it proactively.
Yeah.
Not reactively.
So this on the use and tips reads, feed every 30 days when colonies are active. Use the 1.5 teaspoon or the 1 scoop per hive. This is use a microcloud applicator for fast and even dispersal. I'm not sure what that is, the microcloud applicator.
That's commercial guys. That's for commercial guys.
Understood. Dry dust powder over the top of the brood frames. This says feed 2 weeks after antimicrobial treatments. Do not feed with antibiotics. Do not mix with syrup or patties, and no excessive heat above 130 or moisture.
Right.
So
you can
go ahead.
You can you sprinkle it on top of the frames, the brood box frames, and never in the honey super, just the brood box. You sprinkle it on,
Right.
so you wouldn't mix it with pollen or syrup or anything like that. That's just a whole different application. But as far as feeding them 2 weeks after, I probably do anyway. But
I think you're supposed to use it as a supplement.
Yeah.
Just to use it once a month, regardless.
Yeah, is that what they're saying?
Yep.
So the other thing that I'm not noticing, I don't see an expiration date on here, but I would assume that there would have to be, because it says contains a source of live viable microorganisms. So there's something that will expire over time.
Did you in the box? It doesn't say it on the box anywhere.
Oh wait, I'm sorry. It is stamped at the top. So this says expiration date November 28th of 28, and I just got it in February. So
you had a couple of years.
For you.
I'm sure that it's probably very important that you keep it stored at a certain temperature. I mean, 130 seems pretty excessive to me, but especially since it's live microorganisms in there.
Does it say anything about freezing it?
No.
Not that I've seen.
Oh, it says you can use it during the honey flow. Huh. Interesting.
Yeah, but just in the brood box. Like
well,
you could. Yeah. Okay. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I like the stuff. I've been using it for 4 years, and I think it works for me. But I don't know. I'm gonna keep using it, even though Randy Oliver says it doesn't work.
So the other thing that I'll point out on here is I guess it uses the type of microorganisms is a pediococcus. And let's see, it says a pediococcus strain to reduce honeybees by decreasing Nosema serrano and pesticide induced adverse effects. So I think, again, they have the Super DFM and the Super DFM Plus, which is to detoxify the pesticides. I think I said herbicides before, and I'm probably mistaken because it doesn't actually list the herbicide, only pesticides. That's listed on there. So anyway, I was just going to feed it like a probiotic onto our it would probably be helpful to feed to some of those cutouts that we do, because I'll tell you what, when we do a cutout and I put the bees in a box and try to frame up some of the brood, I do notice, especially when you get to be past the honey flow or any good nectar flow, I found that it really stresses those bees out very, very bad, and that it can very quickly they can get a hive beetle load inside there that can increase. So I think what's happening is, and I believe Bob Benny may have mentioned this before. Again, don't quote me that I'm quoting him, but I think he talked about a stress pheromone. The hive beetles pick up on a stress pheromone, and that's what causes them to kind of attack some of these weaker colonies. And I can tell you, whenever we do a cutout, it definitely stresses out a colony, because there can be over time a little bit of bee loss, and you can definitely tell the hive is not. It's always best that we feed them. So I'll probably try to give this to some of those colonies in the cutouts that we've done, just to see if it turns them around a little bit. But that'd be a good spot for me to test some of it out as well.
Yeah, I have a bag with 100 applications in it. So what I did is I just poured half of it in like a Tupperware sealed, and I have that on my golf cart, and then the other I just store in a dry, cool place.
Yeah,
You know,
that makes sense. So
100,
you're not taking,
100. Yeah, yeah.
basically you're not taking all of it out in the heat, is what you're saying.
Right. I just take out a little bit. That's going to get me through, hit everybody 2-3 times if I get there in the month or two, So, but I'm not saying I'm using the right way. I mean, I read the years ago I read it, and I just know when I need to add it in, and it turns them around for me. So I'm going to just keep doing what works in my yard.
Mm-hmm. Well, Earl Hoffman went over some really fine details with it. And I'll tell you what he was talking about. He had mentioned a lot of words that went right over my head. And I told him, I said, you're going to have to slow down, because I am not a scientist and I need to understand exactly what it is that you're saying and talking about. So he did. He kind of broke it down a little bit. And I said, okay, when I get ready to use this, I'm going to call you. And he said, absolutely, call anytime. So, and like I said, that was Earl and his wife, Carol Hoffman. They're wonderful people. I had him here to St. Louis a couple of times, and you want me to, the guy is a whiz. He's a very, very intelligent individual. So if anybody is ever planning any conferences and you want someone to come out and talk about a number of different topics, again, he's an EAS certified master beekeeper, second generation. He lives down in Tennessee, but he's got a family farm up. I think it's in Michigan, but the guy is very, very intelligent. And like I said, I've had him to St. Louis a couple of times, and I'm planning on having him back to the February conference as a vendor. I don't know if I'll have him as a speaker, but definitely as a vendor. But again, if anybody ever has a chance to listen to him, or even talk to him, like if you go to Nobby, stop in at his booth and talk to him. The guy will blow your mind with information.
And what booth is he in, or what's his company name?
Well, he actually, I don't know how his affiliation is. I didn't quite understand that, but he actually will sell some of these strong microbial products, which is the ones that we were just speaking about here.
Yeah.
So he works with the owner, and I don't. He claims he doesn't get paid. I don't know how that whole thing works out. But
I think I've seen him on the or on internet page or something like that.
You may have seen him before.
I think he was when Fred did his thing about Nobby. I think he interviewed
he did.
Earl.
If you go to Fred's video when he was at Nobby here this last year or earlier this year, he does talk with Earl Hoffman for, I don't know, maybe 5 minutes. Yeah, they don't get into grave detail, but I'll tell you what, if you talk to Earl more than 10 minutes, your head will explode.
Oh, I wanted to share something else. I get to share my goofy stuff now, and you guys inherited me. So this is another non-scientific, of course, but it's an observation I had. So I have my yard set up into 5 sections, 5 hives in a section, and each section is about 20, 30 feet away from the other. 2 sections where I have cut the grass down in front of the hives to, make it easier on them. I had to go down and I had to stop robbing. They were robbing each other. So I cut off some big pieces of grass and I'd stuff it in the is that feedback from me?
I don't hear anything.
I'm not hearing anything.
Oh, okay. Very good. So I cut off the grass and I plugged it into the entrance there in the front, the front door, the entrance reducer, and then the robbing, they'd go someplace else and it would settle down. So I'm noticing, okay, that yard was hit yesterday and another section was hit today, and just kind of going through, the rotation of how they're working them. And then I got to my section that I don't mow. I don't cut the grass in front of the hives. The grass is up to the second box. I got a deep and a medium, and the grass is so high, and but I figured if I cut it now, it's really going to foul them up. Well, they're not getting robbed.
So the ones with the high grass are not getting robbed.
Getting robbed. Yep. And I used to always cut the grass down around my entrances just because I thought it was helping the bees out. So all my other sections, I cut my grass, except this particular section. I don't know why I didn't do it. I just didn't do it. And then I noticed that's the one that I never have to worry about putting grass in the entrances because they're not getting robbed. So I'm going to keep an eye on that for a couple years. This is the first time I've noticed it, but I'll put more in the way of, grass letting grow way up in front of them and see if that makes a difference with robbing.
That's interesting that you mentioned that, Nancy, because I have a couple yards that I recently trimmed the union yard. Remember how tall the grass was? I actually had to stomp the grass down in front of it. The grass was like 4 feet tall.
It was almost taller than the hives.
And I keep about 4 to 5 hives on each stand too. And there's anywhere between 15 and 40 something colonies in a yard. This one particular had 18 colonies in it over 5 stands. And the grass in front of the hives was getting really tall. Well, I needed to work it. I didn't get a mower out there or a trimmer. I kept forgetting to bring one out. But I noticed that I stomped the grass down around it so I could actually get into the hives and work it. It was to the point to where they were a double deep. And when you put the lid back on, sometimes the grass get caught up in there. So I kind of stomped it down around there. And I noticed after the fact, the bees kind of reorientating. So it definitely screws them up a little bit. We kind of treat most of our colonies as a whole. So a little bit of drift, I don't really concern myself with a lot. We'll also equalize things from time to time if it's necessary too. So I don't really concern myself again a whole lot with it, but I thought about that too. Whenever I was mowing that grass down around it or stomping it down, I thought, I wonder if this is going to negatively affect them long-term. I figured short-term it might, but I thought, I wonder if I could just leave it alone. As long as they can get in and out, would it be less likely, since my colonies are close together, if I had a weak one, would it be less likely that it would get robbed? So I don't know.
Yeah, well, it's funny because I was observing that myself. So I'm gonna, and that's how things for me happen. Is I discover things by accident or have an observation and like, oh, that doesn't quite match that, and then I'll do it on purpose. I'll take, next year spring I'll take 3 sections. I won't mow them at all, and then, keep the other ones mowed and then see if it happens again. But I'm down in my apiary probably every hour. I drive down through with my golf cart and just check the landing boards and just watching them. And so I know the ones that get robbed. They rob like 1 out of the 5. They'll start on a section and then they'll work on 1 or 2 of those until I stop them, and then they'll kind of go away, and then you'll see them at another section trying to get in.
Yeah. DC brings up a good comment here. He says, I'll use drift as a tool sometimes. I agree with that 100%. If you have a weak colony and you need to boost the numbers on it, switch it with the weak hive, right? I'm sure that's what you're talking about, but
I can't see the comments.
They're on the far right side of the screen.
No, when I clicked on chat, so it's chat and then comments 27 and then starred.
Click live. I don't know. I always have my phone or my iPad open with the comments, reading the comments on there instead of on the computer.
Yeah, I'm just on a tablet. Is it gunline bees, DC's bees?
DC's bees. DC is the one that made the comments that said he'll use I will use
Okay.
drift tool sometimes.
Oh
It was
yeah,
at
the bees drifting back and forth. No, I'm talking about full out robbing at this time of the year up here. And I'm in Pennsylvania, above Philly. So I'm in a different they're going into it took a while, but they're nice robbers right now. They're kind robbers.
Yeah, right.
So give them another month and they'll be
I call that friendly robbing.
yeah. There's friendly robbing going on right now.
I think Philip asked what size entrance that you have right now.
Where's that?
For me?
Yeah.
I have I have the 3/8, it's 3/8 high. It's a wooden one, it's 3/8 high, and then it has the larger side is open. It doesn't have the two entrance, the little 2B end. I have some of those on, but the other ones are kind of the wider, the 1.5 inches,
So
maybe.
3/8 by 4 or 5, something like that.
Yeah, they're all 3/8 high, but their length they're about 4 inches.
Yeah.
I got them down there. Yeah.
That's what ours are on.
Yeah, Melissa and I started doing that last year,
keep
all
them on
last
all year
year,
long.
and this year. My introducers never come out; they just stay in all the time.
Yeah, mine
I
pretty
never
much.
had a problem with it. I mean, I look at it like this: we've done summer meter removals out of homes and trees and things like that. I don't never see. Well, I'm sorry, I don't never. I shouldn't say never. Often, I don't see an entrance that's as wide as what you'd see, like 3/4 of an inch by 13.5 ish, somewhere in there. I don't hardly ever see an entrance that big. And if there is something larger, they propolize it down. So, I mean, just my own perception and what my own thought processes were, they don't need anything that big. So my idea in my head was that if I reduce it down and they can still don't have a congested traffic getting in and out of the hive, that it'd be a lot easier for them to defend 3.5, 4 inches than it would be 13 inches. So
And they might beard a little bit more, but bearding's not going to hurt anything.
yeah, I don't really concern myself.
I've got a
I
situation.
took my 5-frame boxes. I took those entrance reducers completely out. We're getting hit. And I think you guys are down there too, but we're getting 103 tomorrow, and then a storm is going to come, 60 miles an hour and rain and things like that. So I popped the entrance completely off because I want them to get back in it quick when the rain starts and the wind starts blowing. Now I have them all strapped down, so they're not going anywhere, but I don't want those bees bearding 3 inches thick and then the storm takes them. So
Do you guys have a lot of winds in your area, Nancy?
Yeah, the farm next to me is flat and it comes across, and yeah, I get some good gusts, 60 mile an hour gusts. And so I mean I'm proactive on that because I have them strapped to cinder blocks.
3 today.
Yeah.
Yeah, today it got to 103 here.
Yeah, we're getting it tomorrow.
Yeah, I think we're supposed to get the same tomorrow, and I think there are chances for afternoon storms. So I'll take it. It kind of dried out for us here over the last about week and a half.
Yeah.
And with the temperatures jumping up, our temperatures are just jumping up this week because as we get into the weekend and next week, they actually cool down and be 80 and then into the high 70s all the way through next week. So this was our last. Well, I shouldn't say last.
Our last heat hurrah, hopefully.
Yeah. JW, didn't you say something earlier about you're waiting to put on some more treatments until it cools down? Or
Paper guard on my production hives. I'm wanting to use it, but I don't know if I'm going to get to if it stays hot like this.
Yeah. Well, I would imagine you're going to cool down here after this into the weekend, right?
Yeah, they say we're supposed to. Those weathermen, they lie.
Oh, I know.
They ought to be politicians. Most of them.
Yes, sir.
I was about to say that.
We all know the truth about that, don't we?
Oh, goodness. Goodness. You know, I've
Well,
got a
and then
situation. I had a robbed out hive, and I did a Mike Berry. I just dumped it over next to another hive and cleaned it out. Took all the frames. I left the box. I left just the woodware from the single 10 frame box, and them doggone bees from that hive, most of them, and it's wide open. I just got it leaned up against the fence post, and them bees are staying on the side of that box.
Are they?
I'd say pound and a half, maybe. You think they might have a queen with them? Is the reason they're not leaving that box? I haven't looked close because it's been too hot to get out there and nose around. But
Is that where that box was originally? Is that where that box was originally?
No, it's actually closer to, it's 10 or 15 feet from where it was originally.
I know. I would check for a queen, or maybe they just still smell queen pheromone there, so they're just, orientating.
Been there for that's been 4 days now, I think, and they're still on the side.
This is
on the side of that box.
If there is a queen in there, do you really care if she dies? Because apparently she couldn't handle her own hive, right?
No.
So she ain't worth nothing anyway.
I was just curious as what the thoughts was. I've never had that happen before either.
if they're there for 4 days, she's in there.
Yeah.
4 days, that's a long time. She's in there.
It's just an open 10 frame deep hive body is all it is.
Mm-hmm.
No lid on it. No, there's no. It's not got a floor on it. It's not got a top on it. They're just bearded up on the side of the box.
Inside.
Yeah. Pardon me?
Inside?
Well, on the inside of the box, yes.
Yeah. I bet you she's in there. You could turn them over and drop them on a sheet. It's just smack them one real quick one right on a sheet. That should scatter them.
Oh, I can find her if she's there. I'm not too, like I said, I'm not too concerned either way because the hive's been robbed out. It was weak to start with.
Yeah.
I knew it was. So
When you go out there and fiddle with them, make a video on it. I want to see what happens. We're invested now.
We're invested in the story.
Yeah. I have to know the ending, otherwise it'll bother me. I won't be able to sleep for nights on end, JW. You're going to have to complete the story.
well, I'm about half politician too. I'm capable of lying.
You know what? I don't care. Just tell the story.
I'm just curious what people's thoughts was. I figured there's the old queen maybe still be there. They might not have killed her during the robbery, So
Yeah. Well, at least you say
says, yeah.
I removed all the equipment, Rodney. I just left that hive box sitting out there. I didn't think anything. Some of the bees that I dumped on the ground instead of going in that other hive with that other colony, I'm assuming they went to that hive box and they're hung up on the walls of it. It's just the open box. Whatever. Joey, you think we can figure out how to shut this thing off? We've been on here. I'm not trying to control your.
Yeah, I was just looking at it. We've been on a little over 2 hours.
Well, the first 45 minutes was y'all just trying to figure out what buttons to push where. So
I found your button.
Wanting somebody to throw me a lifeline.
I like to push Melissa's buttons
every day.
Well, I'm really glad that Joey's going to be doing this every Tuesday. We're going to look
there he
forward
is.
to hanging out with him.
I thought you were sleeping, Charlie.
No, I'm here.
He ate that McDonald's and it made him sluggish.
Oh.
Yeah, it's been a good time on here with you tonight, Joey.
Yeah.
I'm glad.
Yeah.
I seen the on my phone too. When you got on, it dinged my phone, and Melissa and I literally had just gotten off of a video conference call with our board. So Melissa said, "Hey, Joey's on." I'm like, "All right, let's see what's going on." And then you look kind of lonely on here with just you and JW, and he's fiddling around. He didn't know what to do with himself. So we thought, well, let's get on there and aggravate somebody.
He couldn't help me. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and end this stream right here.
All right.
All right. You gonna try again next Tuesday? You gonna try again next Tuesday?
I might.
Okay.
We'll see what happens.
Everyone's guilted him into it. He'll be here.
We just have to. Everybody just has to take turns doing it. That's what we have to do.
We'll look at you when we see you then.
See you, Nance.
Bye.
I appreciate everybody coming in the chat.
Right. See you later.